Your view will be considered by some extremely controversial. They are your views. Good to have you on the show.
I disagree.
Thank
My name is Lowkey. I'm a hip-hop artist and political campaigner and student of history.
Before be a terrorist, I don't know who the terrorist. Peace and love. But they calling me a terrorist, like they don't know who the terrorist. Insulting my intelligence. All my people dropping the score.
If the song Terrorist, for example, was that popular just off a YouTube video, what would be the consequence if it was played daytime on Radio 1? Do you think people would just suddenly not like the song or not listen to it? But what he's saying is unacceptable to be played at that time of day to that audience, not because it wouldn't resonate with them, actually quite the contrary, because if it resonates with them, what are the consequences of that?
They're calling me a terrorist, like they don't know who the terror is. When they put it on me, I tell them this, I'm all about peace and love. But they're calling me a terrorist, like they don't know who the terror is. When they put it on me, I tell them this, I'm all about peace and love. Peace and love. They're calling me a terrorist, like they don't know who the terror is. Insulting my intelligence. All my people judge, people judge.
This is out. Sorry.
No, that's
You go. And what was your name, brother? Ethan.
Came to Mank to see my boy Lowkey. Doomed to rhyme spitter just like me. Synthesizing energy for energetic symphony. Yes, bro. Love you, man. Love you. We've met before.
Okay.
Yes, of course.
Oh, amazing. Absolutely beautiful. It's very small.
Okay. What's your name?
Alana, A-L-A-N-A. He's signing me inhaler. I can breathe and be happy. What a babe. What a babe. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
If we think about data when understanding this, Chris Hunter, former employee of the British government as an analyst of terrorism, put it this way: your chance of being in a terrorist attack in this country are 1 in 16 million. You have 100,000 times more chance of dying in a car crash. Now, austerity in this country across the last 10 years has caused the preventable deaths of 130,000 people. Now that's more people than are actually in the Conservative Party in terms of membership. There are 124,000 members last time I checked. So what that means is that you are statistically far more likely to die in this country because of austerity than you are because of terrorism. And those numbers mean something.
Music to advertise, you're watching your car. What music to advertise, the drink you got at the bar. They can't use my music to advertise, but true. My integrity is the real. Hello, check. Yeah.
He's the man who got me involved in thinking about Palestine, loads of things. The song Relatives probably genuinely changed my life. Wanted to see the man for years. He's a true legend to me, which is a word that gets bound about a lot, but he is a true legend to me.
As soon as I saw he was playing here, I just had to get a ticket, basically. There was no choice. It speaks the truth. Yeah.
Though I've gone through days
Lowkey's one of them people, and I'm like, his energy was right. Certain people's energies are off, and I just think we're on a different side spiritually, on a deeper thing. I just feel like you're on the other side spiritually.
Yo, kids, let them go. Let's go, jump that. Here's the introduction is, I'm a genius, and I'm aiming truly genius.
So when my man represents something like that, it comes like an inspiration to me.
Keep your hand on your gun. Tell us. Don't you trust anyone?
Music since I was like 14, I love it. And also I wanted to say, like, my dad died when I was 16. I listen to parts of my brother and just Shine. And actually, genuinely probably wouldn't be here without that. I fucking love it. Thank you so much, mate. Keep doing your thing. Oh, man. Keep doing your thing. It's inspirational. Thank you, mate. Done. Keep doing it, mate. Okay, cool.
Not a swarm, there are sisters and brothers. That's the sum of it. The cockroaches here are in the media and the government, not the sea. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Father. Thank you. You lot are beautiful. Thank you so much. We're loving it. Thank you. Make some noise for yourselves, please.
Inshallah, we're gonna let you get in your zone and that.
Yeah.
And then you're just gonna smash it, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
Thank you for coming, bro. I don't even give you the superlatives right now, but Allahumma barik, you know how much you mean to us. You know what I mean? You just keep doing you, mashallah. You know what I mean?
Lowkey and the man them are on a tour and they're gonna go to plenty cities. But what I want you lot to do right now is make sure that Bromptown, from Small Leaf to Spark Hill to when it's too late. But one of our heroes and our kings is backstage right now. Lowkey, 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 Lowkey.
This is Jamal's song, name means beauty, are we this far gone? Headlines associate kids with waterboarding and car bombs. Jamal's from same part of the world you got the guitar from, still a wonderful world. Sing it like Louis Armstrong.
Very flattering.
Lovely to meet you. Take care. Nice to meet you. Hi, how are you? Okay.
See you later. Take care. Yeah. Bye.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Keep up with the good work.
Thank you, brother. I'll see you again. Yeah.
It's a good question, because when we say any words for the camera, what we're talking about is we're talking about the people on the other end of it, which depend on what we do with the footage. So if this footage was to go out, it could potentially be words for one person, which is you, or words for thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, or maybe even millions of people. So at the moment, I don't really have any words for people, man.
Now he's back. Please make the most noise.
Hi, thank you very much. No worries, let's save time. So thank you. To start with, I would really love to bring some reality back to this conversation. Oxford University, with all of the illustrious history that it has, surely it can come up with something less reductive than the Arab world to refer to millions of human beings. I'm sorry. Surely we have consensus here that human beings are interconnected and interdependent, and in fact the planet is not split into separate worlds. We've come far enough.
Civilizations build on each other, not each to their own. My question, if people are equal like the teeth of a comb. We're Jahif, Mansa Musa, Malik Najashi, Abid. I didn't think so, but it seems shabby. Now see what I need. Check yourself, check Raphael's depiction of Ibn Rushd. Think twice, study history, give it a different look. Curriculum's literally littered with pitfalls of ridicule. Fatim al-Fahri founded one of the oldest still existing schools. It's deeper than some rhymes I'm providing for the listener. No surprises for a spitter. The word cipher came from Sifr. Is the next Yunus Mahmoud among 4 million orphan babies? What if Yusuf Mardini wasn't able to swim to safety? It could be Steve Jobs is starving under Hisar. It would be Zur Hadid just died in the infajar. Through your veins flow Gilgamesh and Abu Nawas. Your future's bigger than the pain of your present and your
it's me estimated just a compass of the something dope. Yes! Go on, mate, Mose.
Are you all alone? Only you in history. Are you all alone? Only you in history.
We learnt resistance lessons from Mahiba Khurshid and Layla Khalid. Learned about Jamal from Bouazza, Boubacha and Bouhalid. Abdul Qadir was reburied in Al-Jazair Rasta. Proof return will come for diaspora of the Nakba, not the first or the last to break free from the guillotine. Yesterday Al-Jazair, tomorrow Palestine, not the first or the last to break free from the guillotine. Yesterday Al-Jazair, tomorrow Palestine.
Paragraph 6, Article 49 of the Geneva Convention outlaws the moving of citizens of an occupying power from inside that power to the state it occupies. Israel has built up across the peace process illegal settlers in the West Bank that number almost 600,000 people. They have access to over 70% of the clean water in the West Bank. We have seen the peace process as a subterfuge for the continued colonization of Palestinian land and ethnic cleansing of Palestinian people from their homeland. If you look at the law even within Israel, yes, there are 1.5 million Palestinians who have Israeli citizenship that have the right to participate in elections, as do, I might remind you, the illegal settlers in the West Bank, by the way. However, those people, those Palestinians within Israel, what they have is Israeli citizenship. They don't have nationality. Their nationality is defined as Arab. Legal rights group Adala have identified over 50 laws within Israel that enshrine inequality between Jews and Arabs. Now, Ehud Barak said it's either racism or democracy, and that's a clear choice for us. It's not a difference between Jews and Palestinians, it's a difference between those that believe in the equality of all and those that believe in the supremacy of some.
Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine.
All you see is war every time you turn your head at night. Bloodshed on the floor, mother cries who cries for her this nightmare.
They depicted us as simpletons and criminals, mind games despicable. 200,000 people in homes which are just not livable. And Arconic and Celotex still remain invisible. Are they invincible, or do they think we are pitiful little fools? We will not betray the dead. This is a message to the government, and I hope this message breaks through. Regulate them before we regulate you. Yes! This is a message to the government, and I hope it gets through. Please arrest them before we arrest you.
Thank you very much.
What caused Grenfell was a confluence of three issues that are really the basis of neoliberalism. So there's re-regulation in the interest of capital at the expense of human life. And so we see that in not only Thatcher taking what were 300 pages plus of building regulations and replacing them with around 24 pages of building regulations, but we also see it in Prescott in 2003, approved document B. The alterations that were made then allowed combustible cladding to be fitted for buildings. You also see local government basically converted into conduits of corporate power. So while national government may be a facilitator of corporate power, local government, and with the example of Kensington and Chelsea is a perfect example. You have them today coming out with £220 million property portfolio, private property portfolio for Kensington and Chelsea. There is legislation set in place that when a construction company is building a new complex in an area, they can escape the obligation for affordable housing within that new complex by paying a fee to the local government. Now, the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea, according to New York Times, received £33.4 million in these types of payments in September 2016. The deputy leader of RBKC, Rockfielder Mellon, who actually was responsible for the change from a fire-resistant zinc cladding to the cladding that was used, and that actually violated EU procurement rules, because if you were going to make that change, you should have given the other companies the opportunity to bid for it, which he didn't do. He just went ahead and made that change against the wishes of the community, and they went ahead and changed it to the arconic 6mm of polyethylene cladding. So that's the second of these three issues. The third issue is, of course, austerity. A situation where you've got 1,000 jobs in the fire service cut, you've got £100 million cut from the fire service, you've got something like 10 fire stations closed down, 29 fire engines out of use. When fire deaths were up by 20%, you had fire funding in the borough cut by 50%. So you're in a situation where not only when the fire brigade came, were they blocked off from three sides of the building by the refurbishment and by the building of the school, which Grenfell Action Group had warned would make things disastrous in the instance of a fire, they had to bring in a ladder from Surrey in order for them to get halfway up the building. They went in with walkie-talkies that didn't work. And then on top of that, which is also indicative of what you have in other buildings that have this poisonous cladding and insulation in, they had a stay-put policy. This is absolutely disastrous. People were told to stay in their homes. Fact is those three main issues, I feel, it's a confluence of those three issues that cause Grenfell.
And you help us in our campaign for justice and make sure that nobody goes through what we went through, and we hold these scumbags to account. Now, 5 days ago, London, 5 days ago, was the 22-month anniversary, and what we do is we gather underneath the tower and we march in silence. We walk dignified and united, and we disturb their peace with peace. And there's something that I want to do with you today that they do at the end of that march. Please, I'd love to do this with you, London. I'm going to shout out justice. I want to hear you guys shout out justice. Let's do it. Justice! 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 Justice!
educated. Yes, I'm rated, but sometimes I feel underestimated. I'm only 23, rebelling in this crazy city. I can't do this by myself, I need you lot to change it with me, I believe.